Hello, beautiful souls. This is Chop It Up. Your host is your girl, Lebena. We dive into conversations with different individuals who are creating their own unique life and light for themselves. Today, we have a very special guest. We have Sade Awele, all the way from Vancouver. Her recent EP, Intuition, is a cool mix of African vintage and jazz style. So welcome to the show, Sade. How are you doing today?
Thank you. I'm doing really good.
Your first show tonight is in Edmonton, and then you're going to be going across the country. Have you ever done something like this back to back before? And how are you kind of taking care of yourself through that?
That's such a good question. I like to say that I've learned the hard way how to take care of myself because burnout is such an easy thing to do. I've been trying to recognize my limits. So once I'm feeling too tired or exhausted, I just shut things down for the evening. I've been focusing on things that I need to prioritize rather than focusing on everything because I can't do it all. Then also just giving myself grace and not overdoing things.
I feel that. So we have a segment on our show called Chop Choices to let the audience get to know you. So I pick a few things and you kind of let me know which one you would prefer and why. Your music has blends of like traditional and contemporary vibes. So I know that you had a styling page, correct?
Yeah.
How do you feel your music kind of translates into your fashion? Would you say you're more like on the vintage side or do you prefer modern chic?
I think it's definitely a mix of the two. I love a lot of color. I say that as I wear black and white, but I feel like fashion is a different way that I'm able to express myself. One thing that I particularly love, especially on stage, is wearing clothes that move or clothes that shine.
One of the segments in our show is also proverb picks. So I love African proverbs because I feel like they give a lot of wisdom. And I feel like our generation is losing that. We don't use as many proverbs as like our forefathers or parents did. So being the fact that you are Igbo and Yoruba, I went to find an Igbo proverb. And so I'm going to read it to you in English. And you can just let me know if this proverb resonates with you or what wisdom you draw. The proverb is, he who will hold another down in the mud must stay in the mud
to hold them down. There's layers. That's so interesting. Okay, I'm getting a few things from this.
Okay.
One, definitely, okay, he who holds another down in the mud. It's almost like the mud would be a challenging place, I would imagine, like a hard season of life. And it's like, okay, if you're holding someone down in the mud, you're supporting them through that season.
Upon reading about you online, I saw that one of the ways that you got into music was through morning devotions. I know the morning devotions is 6 a.m., 5 a.m.
You know
My parents don't try. I also saw that you work with your brother a lot. He's also a producer. So how has that relationship been, from children now working in like the professional music space?
It's been amazing. I feel so blessed and fortunate that we grew up together and started working on music at such an early age together because it just created this ease of songwriting. And
so I read that you were born in Nigeria and then you ended up moving to Canada later. So kind of being in bicultural or like having the Nigerian culture raised and then also being here in Canada, how would you say that's played a role in like the music you create?
It's definitely a diasporic sound. I went through phases where I felt like, okay, I don't fit as well as I should as a Nigerian, and I don't fit as well as I should as a Canadian. I was like, well, why don't I just bring those two blends together and create who I am as a result of this combination of, because both are equally my identities now.
Let's get into your EP. So I want to know, what was the creative process like? You can get into maybe like the lyrics or like what was that production like?
So the first things I thought about was I wanted a sound that would feel timeless, a sound that people could listen to on repeat. I wanted a feel-good sound, and I also wanted something that really conveyed true emotions, and I wanted something that was really good quality, that I could look back in a few years and be like, all right, I'm proud. It took me about 3 years to put it together because it was a lot of, okay, how do I feel? Do I like this one? Do I need to change it? Some songs I will sit with them.
So I want to get into a few of the lyrics. This lyric where you said, "'Cause diamonds aren't for everyone and they sure aren't meant for you."
Sheesh.
I was like listening to it over. I was like, okay, she could mean different things. She could say a relationship where it's a guy saying that I'm precious, but I'm not meant for you.
It's definitely a sassy lyric where it's like recognizing your worth. You know, it's from that place of recognizing your worth and being like, you know what, diamonds aren't for everyone. I'm a diamond, I'm a gem, and I'm not for you. You know, that kind of thing.
Do you feel like the Canadian music industry is supporting, especially with having like this Afro soul jazz type sound?
I feel like it has improved over the years is how I would describe it. I had to kind of remind myself that there are people out there who are going to appreciate the sound. Regardless, it might not, you know, it might be harder to find, but they're out there. It's just being more confident in myself and what I have to offer.
So in the future, are there projects that you want to get into, music related, maybe it's visuals or certain things that you want to tap into?
That's a great question. I would say in the future, I want to do more collaborations. I want to do more artist collaborations. I definitely want to tap more into the Nigerian music scene as well. Like I'm really hoping when the timing is right to go to Nigeria. I haven't been in so long now. And, you know, meet with artists that are out there. I would love to work with Thames. I would love to be a songwriter for her. But
thank you so much for coming on the show today. This was such a fun conversation. And I know like doing an interview the day of is a lot. So I appreciate you coming in today. This has been another episode of Chop It Up with your girl Lebena. Thank you so much for listening to this. We hope you're inspired. Make sure you follow Sade Awele on all social media platforms to keep up with her. And next week we'll be back with another episode so that you can be inspired to live your best life.